So we have the truncate table. I think we didn't do the drop table. Drop table is to another one. Drop table is to delete the table totally. Okay, just the way we drop our database. Okay, drop table. So if I want to drop any table here, all I need to do is say drop table, and then which table maybe I drop. Let me just see anyone I can do. You state the name of the table. I don't want to drop anyone. To drop table, maybe customer. And the moment you semicolon, you click here and the table is dropped. Okay, totally. Table is dropped totally. Now I want to talk of truncate. So what truncate does is like clearing the table. Okay, a table has data filled in it, but now you want to remove the whole data in that table. So the whole record there in the table, you just use truncate. The table will still be there, but there will be no content. So it's used to delete the data inside the table, but not the table itself. So the truncate table. So let me just view my table first. Select all records from customer table. So we are using our data expert as the default database. Then I run this guy to see the table. Oh, have a lot here. That's the one we copied, this one. So I want to truncate this table. Okay. The customer two. Okay. So I want to truncate this first table. So what I will do is I will say truncate table customer. Yeah. So you find out that it has contents here now. But when I say truncate it, every data in it is removed. So when I try to view what is inside, see that nothing else. Okay. I've removed the whole content, but the table is still there. If I want to drop the table, all I need to do is drop table customer. I want to drop this table totally. There's a drop table customer. Then I run it. The table is off now. So anytime I want to run that table again, to tell me that the table, that expert the customer table doesn't exist again. So truncate is different from drop. Drop is that the whole table is removed. Truncate is that you're going to remove the data in the table, and the table still, but the table itself is still there. Now, we sometimes we create something, even when we build house, we may say, okay, we want to add something here, maybe after a long time, or want to remove something here. So in life, find out that we have this kind of alteration we tend to do. Okay. So it happens also when it comes to table. You can actually alter a table. The alter table statement is used to add, delete, or modify columns in an existing table. So the alter table is used to add and drop various constraints. We've not talked about constraints. I will expose you to this as we go on of an existing table. So I actually, let's say for instance, in this customer two table, which is what we have now. So I'm going to change this to customer two. Let me just bring it close here. And let me get to view it. This is it. We have customer ID, first name, last name. So I think we still copied this one somehow. Okay, I think we still copied it. The one we did. Okay, let me use patient details. This is the one we created ourselves. These other ones we are like copied from the other side. So patient details. So I run it to see. So we have patient ID, first name, last name, and age. Now we want to add something like, let's say, weight. Okay, let's say weight, another column. So what we do, we say alter table. This guy will notify MySQL that, see, I want to alter a particular table. Which particular table? You state it. Okay, and then what am I supposed to do now? Add a column with its own definition. That's data type. So that I'm gonna do now. So I'm saying alter table. So which particular table do I want to alter? patient details. Okay, patient details table, and I want to add. Okay, I want to add a column. So the column name, I want you to add the weight column. Okay, weight column, and the weight should contain only integer values. Yes, sir. So I will still tell you about other operators anyway. So I'll just say int, that's the data type, and then semicolon. This will do. So if I should run this guy, we have a new column added. Okay, so let's get to view the patient details table, and then we have it. Everything is not because we've not started anything. Okay, now let's just look at that update that we did yesterday. Let me just say set this so that all of them have the same value without using the where clause this time around. So I want to say update table. So I'll alert my SQL to update the table. So which table? Update the patient details table. Okay, and then the next thing I get to do is set. So set now weight. Okay, the name of the column weight. To let's say since it's an integer, we don't need to quote it. So let's say 67. Okay, without using the where clause this time around. So without using the where clause, everything will be set same value. Okay. You remember? Yes. Now remember the update, like the update mode that we did that yesterday. Okay. It normally after some time set it back to one again. So I need to actually permit it again, say SQL or say set SQL SQL underscore save underscore updates. Okay. Equal to 0 semicolon. So this way make it not to look at my updates again. So this has gone. So if I run this guy again, you see 367. Trying to view the table, you will find out that everything is now 67. That is why you have that's the importance of having that where clause. Because if now let's say these guys have this weight, all of them, okay? And let's say for instance we want to update it again. If I didn't use that where clause to say to specify a particular place where I want to update, if I didn't use that where clause to specify a particular where I want to update, I will. What I'm going to do is, what's your question? What I'm going to do is, I will say, okay, let me just say 34 now. Every of them also will still be updated to 34, 34. Can you see? You understand? So that's the importance of using a where clause. So if I come here and say, let me say where name or patient ID go to 5 now. So I'll say where patient ID equal to 5. Okay, that's the only place I want to update to, let's say 58. Okay, now it will be applied to only this particular person. And when I try to run it, you see that. So that's why the importance of using a where clause. Get that? Are we there?
I have a question. This set SQL underscore save underscore updates because that's zero.
I think if we should be watching your video before you watch that, because you tend to ask something we've already talked about. Is my speed fast? No. Okay, so we can also drop a particular column. Okay, but we can also drop a particular column. So alter table will drop. So I want to drop this weight again. So you can see I'm using this guy to add. I can use to delete and then also modify. So if I say alter table patient detail, okay, and then I say drop with particular column. So drop weight. This time around, you don't need to define the data type. Okay, there's no need for that. You see here we define when we try to add it, we said add weight integer. Okay, but when you're dropping, there is no need for you to define the data type because it has it doesn't need it. It doesn't need the data type to delete it. So click on this, delete it. When I try to view it, you will not see anything. The weight column is removed. Okay, so that is how to do it. You see, we were able to create database, create table, add a column, delete a column. You see, you can actually do those update records. So this one is when you want to do something in MySQL Server, MS Access, these the commands. Like I said, that will be stating what you're going to use when it comes to different relational database management systems. So you see, SQL Server, you use this instead, alter column, MySQL. So that's prior versions. But I did just examples. Just examples. Drop column example. It's an example. Okay, let's get to constraints. Constraints. So just like we know, I would say before you get into this class, you must have basis of computer knowledge. Okay, that means it will make me sieve out some people. So if you don't have basic computer knowledge, like Microsoft Word, Excel, you're not supposed to be here, something like that. So we want to say, okay, before you can vote, okay, it must be 18 years and above, something like that. These are constraints, okay? So we can put constraints in our table so that when you try to violate that constraint, it won't, anything you want to do will not update or be added. So constraint can be specified when table is created with a create statement or after table is created with the order table statement. Now see, when we were creating our table, we just had create table, the table name, the column, and the data type. But there's another thing we're introducing here, which is the constraints. Okay. So SQL constraints are used to specify rules for the data in the table. So they are used to limit the type of data that can go into a table. Okay. They used to limit the type of code that will come into my class, special class. So this ensures the accuracy and the reliability of the data in the table. If there's any violation between the constraint and the data action, the action is aborted. Okay. Constraints can be column level or table level. So what I'm just saying here is this. Let me give you an example. I'm going to be constraining people who don't have basic knowledge from internet, ready, of computer. If you want to bring somebody who doesn't have basic knowledge of computer to enter into this class, you're violating my rules, and therefore that person will does. If I say in a table now that the age of somebody, let's say you go to jam to register a course, okay, and you're trying to register the course, and they say that you must be 16 years and above. If you want to enter 15, it's not accepted, okay. So that's the constraint for you. So people who are 15 below are not allowed to enter uh, anything to register for jam. So we have different constraints. The following constraints are commonly used in SQL. We have the not null, unique, primary key, foreign key, check, default, and create index. These are the most used. So we'll run you through it. The not null constraints. Now, if you look at this table, it has null here. Let's see. If I had set my age column not to accept a null value, okay? Anytime I want to insert a record without inserting any data there under that column, it will not, it will abort that insertion I want to do. So let me say I set this guy not null. That means that anytime I want to insert any record, I must put the age. It's a must. Okay? Just like when you want to fill something here from they tell you this is required. And if you don't get that one required, you can't go ahead. Okay? So I must put that age. I cannot get this. So um I'm going to try to create a new table and then we'll look at this. So The following SQL ensure that the ID, last name, and first name columns will not accept null values when the person table is created. So I'll just create this table. I'll explain to you what the table is all about. So ID, okay, that's the column name. You say, okay, create table persons, okay. The ID should be containing only numbers, integer, okay. But now we added a constraint that it should not, if we don't add any number for it, it should abort it, that it must not be null, not null. Facial ID, facial ID, are you sure? Okay. Last name should be varchar containing 255 words, characters maximum, and then not null too. Okay, same thing with this first name, while character 255 characters, not null, but the age is permitted. So here, if since I didn't put not null for this age, it means that if I try to put anything, if I didn't put anything on age, any value for age, fine, we'll take it in. So let's create it and try to demonstrate the impact when we try not to put any value here. So I run it and it's created successfully. So we now have a table called persons. So I'll say select all records from persons. Okay, semicolon. So I run it. So nothing is here for now. So let's try to insert record here. So I'm going to say I'm going to insert the first one successfully for us. The second one I will try to show you the action. What will happen? Insert into persons. Okay, into persons. And then I'll say values. And then I'll say the id not quoted, so I'll just say one. And then the second one is the last name, so I'll say is Sandra. And this one again, Fabian. And then I'll put the age. Let's just go with this one. Normal thing we know. Okay, so I'll run it. It enters in successfully. I try to check it. The record is there. Okay, so the second one now. So let's try to insert a record without the ID. Without the ID. So what I would say now is normally if you want to insert into specific columns, we need to identify the columns we want to insert into. Okay, so we say insert into persons. Insert into persons. Then we say, sorry, we come here, open a bracket and say, okay, I want to insert into the last name, the last name, the last name, the first name. Anyhow, I'm just following the non Christian, the first name and the age. Okay, the first name and the age. And then I will now say values. So I'll specify for that of the last name, which is, let's say, it's Daniel. Here, I'll try to specify for that of, so the last name, let's say George. George. So, and the other one, you say maybe 34. I'll just want to follow it the way it is here. So that, let me just say this, and this. Okay. So, I'll close this guy as a semicolon. Normally, if you look at this code now, there's no error anywhere. Eh? There's no error, mean that our code is okay. But now, this code does not know that where it's going to enter now has a constraint for people who are there. Okay? It doesn't know about that one. So I'm going to say, go and do this for me. But now, when he goes, he's going to report back that they don't allow me to not come with ID. You understand? So I must go and get ID. So if I run it, you see, field ID doesn't have a default value. There's no default value set for it. It's a concept called default value in case maybe that person didn't put anything, it will just put that value by default. But now it's saying it doesn't have a default value, and that is because of the constraint added to it. You can see it can't go. So unless I try to come here again, so I say I add ID. So let me just remove this guy. I don't need for this now. And maybe I say, okay, ID is 2. Now the guy will go in successfully without any challenge. Can I see it? So when I try to run it, I will see that I have my values there. Understood, Abi? Okay. But if you look at it, when we are creating the table and defining the columns, you notice that we didn't put any not for this guy. So this guy will allow us to enter successfully without any challenge. Now see, if I go it again and say this guy is excluded, why this guy is included, okay? Why this guy is included. And so I say this and 3, and then I say, guy, I don't need it for now. This will enter successfully because during our column definition, we permitted it to enter without any value. Whereas, yes, the moment I create the table now, the age becomes null. But it was because it's permitted even here. So if I should run this guy now, you will see, okay, persons already exist. What am I trying to do here? Table persons already. I was trying to create table. No, I was running this one. Sorry. Hmm? So my cursor was supposed to be here. So let me just click on this and run it. See, it enters successfully. So when I try to view it, you see that this guy came in without age because age is not a requirement. You get it, right? It's age. They said it's not none, mean that you cannot, not none, okay? Mean that you cannot have none value.
You must have a first
You
name.
must have a value there. But age permitted it. You can come with something or not. Understand? So that is the idea of a not none. Are we there? Now, let's say for instance, we have seen that many people because we permitted it that they should not be coming with their age. Some people don't even like to put their age again. And the department now, they now had a board meeting and said, see, we need to start including age and it's to be made compulsory. Okay? Already the database has been created over time and for many years now. It then is on you now to, as a SQL developer, to actually know how to alter that particular table so that you now have it that you must put an age value. So how do we do that? We use this guy, okay? Alter table, okay? Persons, modify column age, not null. So we are trying to do this. I'll just get this guy here. So alter table, modify. So I'm trying to say that if you alter this particular, let me refresh this guy so we see, alter this particular table, persons. Okay, now what do I do here? You say you should modify it, modify column age integer to not null. But now, for you to do this now, it means that other people must have provided their age. Because you cannot have somebody that has having null and say, not say it's not null. What of other people? Okay, so it means that this guy, we need to update it first for it to work. So let me just run this guy and see. It's an error. Okay, because already it has checked this table and this table has a null value in it. You say that error 118 invalid use of null value. So it means that I need to make an update. Okay, I need to make an update on this before I can then go ahead and say I want to change, I want to run this code. So what it means now is I'm going to say update, so update persons. Okay, then I'll say set so set age, okay, and so set age equal to, let's say, 23, okay. So I need to use my where clause. If not, it's going to change everything. Where patient ID equal to 3, okay. So I made a mistake here. So update person set age equal to 23, where ID equal to 3. So if I should run this guy, this will enter successfully. If I try to view it, I will see that it has entered successfully. So I now have the permission to run this particular one. And if I run it, I now have it marked good because there's nobody without no value, so it will enter well. So if I try to view it, I will see that everything is in good hands. Okay, so I will stop here to make a measure. I need to see your assignments. Any question?